Before there was fire, there was fog. And before there were gods, there were dragons. But then the fire came, and with the fire, the gods rose. They reveled in their new strength, and in their pride and envy, they went to war, slaying the great dragons. An age has since passed, and the gods wane. Just as fire brought forth the gods, perhaps darkness will bring forth dragons once more. Howdy y'all, my name is Telios, and I'm a challenge runner. It's been a minute since my last video. It's funny how having your first child will make you lose track of time. Anyway, my goal today was a painful one to achieve. I decided to take 3 fairly unused items and combine them into one disaster of a build. But the build worked, so now you get to see. Can I beat Dark Souls as a calamity-stricken dragon? So what is this Calamity Dragon? Well, if you combine the dragon head and torso stones, obtained from the Dragon Covenant, with the Calamity Ring from Calamitous, you get an armless dragon who takes double damage from everything. That orange glow above me shows the ring is active, and makes me feel like the Tower of Sauron. When in dragon form, using the headstone activates a fire breath attack that uses stamina. A lot of stamina. Using the torso stone causes a roar that increases attack damage, but it doesn't affect the fire attack, because of course it doesn't. With that explanation out of the way, it's time to roast the Asylum Demon. Now, that damage looks impressive now, but remember, I'm not supposed to have this yet, so the damage is great, for now. That'll end soon enough. With the demon dead, I hitch a ride to Firelink Shrine and test my damage against a real enemy. Huh, he reacted surprisingly well to getting 3rd-degree burns. Hey, I'm a dragon, not a rat. So, obviously, the damage I give versus the damage I receive is not at all equal. Spoiler alert, this is what most of my mid to end game battles look like. I do pitiful damage while getting slaughtered. Like that. At least I have range on my side. The good thing is that the enemies are still weak enough that they don't pose a real threat to me. Yep, no threat at all. It didn't take long to learn how to use my ranged advantage, and when to retreat and avoid certain death. Having mastered those skills, I dispatched the crossbowmen in the Taurus Demon's arena, and then fought the monster itself. My damage was already dropping compared to the Asylum Demon, but it was more than enough to carry me through to victory. Now, I think it's worth talking about my strategy. I initially leveled up health because of the whole double damage thing, but then I realized I would never outpace the amount of damage the enemies could give me. Instead, I started focusing on stamina for more attacks, and resistance because it slightly helped my defense, and I need all the help I can get. With that explanation done, the gargoyles are next on the list. What are you doing here? You never come down this far. Are you allowed to walk down this hallway? I made it to the fog door, and I can't wait to kill them first try. Is he taking more damage than the Taurus Demon? Can't say I expected the fire breath to work well here, but I'm not going to look a gift gargoyle in the mouth. But I will let one break my spine. Move it, buddy. How was that a backstab, and how did I survive? Second try went great. 3rd time's the charm? I guess iframes don't exist. Well, you know what they say. If at first you don't succeed, die 3 more times and then set your enemy on fire. Ask not for whom the bell tolls, gargoyle, for it tolls for me, I guess. Barbecue, barbecue, step right on up to the barbecue. Free of charge for the whole family. Unlike last time, I remembered the kill law trick, but failed to introduce him to gravity. I guess he felt sorry for me because he ended up taking care of it for himself. Don't worry, I reloaded and got his ring. I got tetanus from sliding down this absurdly long, rust-covered ladder and made my way to the Capra Demon. Easy victory, here I come. Maybe I should take a break from fighting him. Yeah, a break sounds good. Hey, I just wanted to remind you, if you liked the video, well, you know how YouTube works. I want this channel to grow, but rather not say every YouTuber's favorite catchphrase. Now back to the video. So, do you guys just stand there all day holding rocks for your heads? I sense it's a touchy subject for y'all. I apologize. I was a little nervous to fight Spider-Man's genetic mistake of a cousin, and that's why. Quelaag is, understandably, immune to fire. Unfortunately, that does, as it turns out, mean she is immune to my fire breath. This left me with two options. The first was to summon Maneater Mildred, but I didn't want to. Summons are a valid way to play, but I personally don't enjoy using them. That left option 2, unarmed attacks, which do a lot of damage to the dragon. And so, this is how I found myself fighting a boss with my fists. Again. At this rate, I'll be opening up Lordran's first ever Undead Boxing League. Given where I am, I think Blighttown Brawlers is a fitting name. Yeah, that has a nice ring to it. Oh, right, boss fight. Not sure how I missed that punch so many times, but finally, with Quelaag dead and my own boxing league started, I could ring the second bell. While I was in the area, I decided to go ahead and push Ceaseless Discharge off a cliff. However, while admiring the scenery, I accidentally hit the wrong button on my keyboard, and whoops. Now, Ceaseless, I need you to do exactly what you saw me just do, okay? Ugh, you just discharged all over me. Just jump off a cliff. We'll try this again later. Speaking of trying later, killed him on the first try. Now it's time for a quick jog through my own personal layer of hell. No time to evade the second attack. Cool. There's no way that stone hit me. Well, that was rather shocking. I was mostly full health. Hey, y'all mind if I drop in? Yes, they do. Alright, I'm at the top now. Is anyone going to try and stop me? No? Awesome. Iron Golem was your standard affair. Sadly, I couldn't topple him after the stagger, but it didn't matter. Wait, guys, I'm a dragon, I have wings, I promise I can fly myself there. Uncivilized monsters. So this is the city of the gods. I bet they're hospitable. Dragon Slayer Ornstein, enemy of my people. Let it be known that on this day, the Dragon Slayer will become the Dragon Slain. Dang it. Dang it. Dang it. Dang. Wait, I'm not dead. And Ornstein is. That means it's lights out for Smo. Sorry, ma'am. I'm happily married and have no interest in your catfishing ways. I went and bought the Crest of Artorias, took Wilderness Hike, and got killed by a giant wolf. Wait, that's not right. The script is supposed to read, killed a giant wolf. Give me a minute to fix that. Perfect. Moving on. I stopped to grab the thumbnail picture, but due to my lack of motivation to kill the Hydra, I learned something new. What in the lack of proper animation is that, Miyazaki? Flawless. Simply flawless. After that, I killed the second Asylum Demon. Oops, my mistake. The Stray Demon. Then I decided to challenge a knight to a fight and quickly learned that I shouldn't do that. Night-night. I still got the doll and went to live out my dreams of being a professional art critic. This masterpiece simply sucks you right in. Hey Priscilla, I guess we're technically related since you're part dragon? Unfortunately for you, your fluffy hair is incredibly flammable, and so are you. While I'm here, I may as well share my headache with Gwendolyn. Fun fact. If you kill Guinevere, you don't need the Dark Moon Saiyan's ring to reach him. He clears the statue himself. Another fun fact, his attacks are basically all one-shots. It took a few tries, but I was eventually able to kill the moon. I hope this doesn't have any lasting consequences. Speaking of moons, it's the Moonlight Butterfly. I was worried I would need it to land, but it turns out my fire breath can just barely clip its wings, making this fight a whole lot easier. So long as I, don't die to one of the easiest bosses in the game. My fire breath still does a lot of damage to it, which means this is still a trivial fight. Next, I got discharged upon once again. Finally, though, he decided to try and jump the gap, allowing me to punch him off a cliff. Seriously, if Ceaseless Discharge gave me this much difficulty, I am honestly scared for the remaining bosses. So, question. Who actually charges straight ahead into the Taurus Demon Gauntlet? In all the times I've played this game, I have never once fought them, nor have I ever gotten to the mystery item they guard. I just don't care enough. I also don't care enough to dodge, apparently. Seriously though, that slam attack consistently gave me trouble. It didn't help that it was a one-hit kill. My successful attempt was the one where that wasn't his opening move, which meant I could fight him for more than 2 seconds and actually set him on fire, since it doesn't make sense for him to be fireproof. Speaking of fireproof, it's time for the Centipede Demon. I've never had a problem fighting him, so I don't expect trouble. Right. Lava damage is also doubled. Minor inconvenience. With some well-timed rolls, I evaded the lava, entering into a deadly dance with the demon. We waltzed around each other for a while, but it finally ended poorly for him because he's all left feet. Once more, I blinded myself for the sake of your entertainment, ascended Lost Izalith, and destroyed my feet on the world's worst slide. With one half destroyed, the rest of this fight was a cakewalk. I found out these glowing things are fireproof, which makes sense, but also, this giant tree is fireproof, yet I can damage it by simply flinging my body into it. I know it's a magic tree, but that just seems strange that rolling can break it so easily. I'll stop talking now. With one strong swipe of my claws, this giant bug was exterminated. I proceeded into the bowels of the earth in order to answer an important question. Is Pinwheel weak to Dragon Breath? Survey says, yes, extremely. Okay, this is a few too many pinwheels. Time to clear some of you out and... Oh, I genuinely didn't even realize that I killed the real one. Well, I guess it's time for Nito. I said, it's time for... I said, it's time... Fine. Whatever. It's time for Nito. Hate that guy. I'm sure Seath will welcome a fellow dragon into his home. I will be filing a complaint with your superior. Hello, I'd like to speak with your manager. Oh, you are the manager? Well, my mistake. Miyazaki, explain yourself. Just explain yourself. Just make it to the bonfire. Just make it to the bonfire. Light it, light it, light it, light it, light it, light it, light it. Does that count? Fuck. See, the scaleless traitor to the dragons. The only way you can show me how to be a dragon is through your death. Thanks for the lesson. Now for the fight I have feared the most. The Four Kings. They are, of course, a DPS check, and while I might have the damage output to beat them, I definitely don't have the armor, which means my dodging needs to be perfect. Of course, perfect dodging is aided by an indicator of where the AoE actually ends. Regardless, after some practice, I could kill one king as the next spawned in. My problem was the magic attack. It was basically a one-shot and it was really, really hard for me to keep track of for whatever reason. But with a little bit of patience, a healthy dose of luck, 2 tablespoons of butter and 1 egg yolk, the 4 kings fell to the strength of the dragons. But am I strong enough? I have slain gods and conquered lords. But am I a true dragon yet? Do I possess the strength to kill Gwyn? Perhaps if I turn to the past, when there was greater strength in this land, perhaps I can find the might of the dragons. So I returned to the time of ages past, when the flames still burned bright, and the dragons were still fresh in their graves. The first foe I met roared like a dragon, but a dragon he was not, and I took his strength. Onward I pushed, deeper into the past, and into the ruins of Gwyn's might. In a crumbling coliseum, I met my next challenge. Artorias, a legend even in my own time. He posed quite the challenge. And even in the end, his might was equal to my own. That still counts, by the way. I paid my respects to the warrior, and was reminded why I shouldn't ignore the residents of this town. Eventually, I worked my way to the abyss, to face the one who dwelled within. Manus, the father of the abyss. The shadow cast by the light of the first flame. Gwyn's shame. If there is anyone in this land who can kill Gwyn, it is him, which means I must learn from him. Every defeat is another lesson. Every failure teaches me more. His power shows my weakness. Inevitably, I become his equal. And then, his superior, and he is no more. Now there is only one left to seek. My fellow dragon, Calamitous. He was called the strongest of all dragons, and that title suits him. And yet, something is wrong. The dragons were immortal. If Calamitous truly was the greatest, why is he dead in my own time? That can only mean he was slain. But even Gwyn's knights could not kill the black dragon. There can only be one conclusion, then. This fight is his last. And I am the greatest of all dragons. With this knowledge, I know that I can defeat the god of sunlight. I offer my conquered souls to the Lord Vessel, and opened up the path to the first flame. I dodge Gwyn's knights, and find myself at the entrance to the kiln. Then I remembered I forgot a boss and had to backtrack. The Gaping Dragon. Since I used the back door to Blighttown, I forgot he existed, and completely skipped him. Is this a true dragon who is able to overpower me? No. No, it is not. Now, with no other bosses left, it's time for Gwyn. A rematch of a god versus a dragon. And unlike several other bosses, he can't kill me in one hit. This will be an easy fight. Just parry him once, and he's trapped in a parry loop. the once mighty god of sunlight, slayer of dragons, defeated by a guy punching him repeatedly in the balls. At long last, the dragons are avenged. Now, I face a choice. Replace Gwyn, or let the flame die. I could become a god and usher in a new golden age. But no. I became a dragon to kill the gods. Let the fire die, and let the dragons rise once more. So, can you guys grow wings? And that's the video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Sorry it took so long to get this one out. New babies take a lot of time to care for. I hope to get my next video out much sooner, but we'll see. Either way, let me know your thoughts in the comments, especially about the death counter. Just wanted to try something new that would show where the challenge was easy or hard. Anyway, until I see you again, remember that the world is better with you in it. Later.